The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And it is Free Friday. We can talk about whatever is on your mind that you want to discuss. Emphasis on first-time callers or people that don't call that often. 800-848-9222. Don Lemon set this hour to be arraigned in Minnesota. Yes, yes, yes. Justice must prevail in this case. Nancy Guthrie, the investigators are eyeing that is fresh doorbell cam footage of a man with a goatee lurking near a neighbor's home about a mile and a half away. This as the sheriff there, as we would expect, is denying that he withheld essential physical evidence from the FBI. In this case, he says not even close to the truth. The second-term Democrat insists he's been cooperating with the feds. But the question begs to mind, why would you send DNA laboratory evidence to a private company in Florida rather than to the FBI's National Crime Lab in Quantico? It just defies logic. And, you know, we're going to get to Don Lemon on this Friday, but I am thinking about Savannah Guthrie, right? And here's the truth, folks. All that glitters is not gold. And the more you move up in the business of communication, frankly, television, radio, whatever the case may be, sometimes it amounts to more problems. You live a lonely life because you don't know who you can trust. You have to be very, very careful, including family members. Family members are some of the first people you have to cut off because they want everything financially from you. They have these outrageous demands and it's never stop. Can you give me? And so when the video was released yesterday from Savannah Guthrie, it really touched me. This on the Fox News channel.
We have breaking news on the search for Nancy Guthrie. A moment ago, Savannah went to Instagram yet again and played a video. And we're just going to share that with you. And it's a video, obviously, when Savannah was young with her older sister and older brother. And as you watch it, the family of four comes into focus. And we'd remind you that Savannah lost her father when she was a teenager. And she gives her she gives her mom a lot of credit for raising her brother and sister with her.
Very close, and you can see that beautiful picture there of the three kids who have been holding fast to each other during this entire 12-day investigation. Savannah has kept everyone as up to date as she possibly can, I believe, with posts on Instagram. You can kind of imagine what she was feeling as she put this together. These are probably some of her favorite videos and photographs. As she has been begging for people, for whoever has her mom, for a sign of life. She said just on Monday that she believes she's out there. So maybe she had a more specific reason to believe that than beyond hope. The investigation is continuing in Tucson, Arizona this morning with.
So remember what I said, folks. In this business of communications, all that glitters is not gold. And it's an illusion to make everything look perfect. It's an illusion. But oftentimes, it's the family members. The more you move up, the family members are the less that you can trust. I'm not alluding to anything in the Guthrie case. I'm just giving you folks fact. And so in a moment, we're going to start with Tom on Long Island. Says here he's a first-time caller, so that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. But something else that's outstanding and wonderful, Don Lemon in court in Minnesota set to face charges.
Now they are charged with conspiracy to deprive rights, a federal crime. One of them right here, William Kelly, was on camera saying this.
As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps.
Well, last month, agitators shouted at churchgoers there in the middle of services. Protesters targeted this church because one of the pastors works for ICE. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon, who was live streaming, is also going to be arraigned today. He said he was covering this as a journalist, but prosecutors say he knowingly joined the mob. Meanwhile, Operation Metro Surge here has ended in Minneapolis. Border Czar Tom Homan making that big announcement yesterday after what he called unprecedented support from local and state officials. He said he accomplished exactly what President Trump sent him here to do.
And that from the Fox News channel as well. We see only via telephone calls. It's Friday. Let's let our hair down the little I have left. Let's begin with your calls. Tom, line 1, Long Island. What's on your mind, Tom?
Hey, Dominic, thank you for taking my call. I'll get right to the point on you. This sheriff over there in Arizona seems to me like he's got a background and a past with the FBI and didn't want to cooperate with him at all. And to send the DNA to Florida, knowing that, like you say, Quantico's got the best lab in the world, basically. It seems like it's, with the way corruption is in the world nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in on it somehow. It's like a bad scene of a Sons of Anarchy movie, show, where the sheriff's involved, hiding, they're close to the border. There's just too much going on there. They really got to dig into it.
I don't think he's involved, Tom. What I do think is going on, you have to understand, for every individual involved, this is their 15 minutes in life. This is their 15 minutes to be a star. This is it. And if you blow this moment, this may be it for your entire lifetime. So most officials have been waiting in anticipation. Is their moment ever going to come? And so now here it is. You have this sheriff. And the one thing I will say that's bizarre, I don't think he's in on it, and this is how I knew he was somewhat of a phony. Every single interview, the first couple of days, he was crying like a baby. Come on, you're not that closely vested to this case to be crying. You're not a relative. And why would you not send DNA to Quantico and you want to send it to a lab in Florida? That's insulting and compromising to the case. Let's go. Thank you for the call, Tom. Greatly appreciate it. Let's go to Adam, line 5, Connecticut. Adam, welcome to the Dominic Carter Show.
Dominic, this is Adam. I listen to you every night at midnight, and I also listen to the 3 o'clock hour, and I just wanted to say how much I enjoy the show.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say. Hey, Adam, before you go, what do you think about this Guthrie case, and are you doing anything good this weekend?
I'm going to visit my mom up in Guilford, Connecticut.
Well, that's
an hour away from Old Greenwich, Connecticut.
Okay, that's wonderful. Have you paid attention to this case out of Arizona at all?
No.
Okay. So I guess you're the one person, I'm only joking, that has not paid attention to this case. But thank you so much for the call, Adam. Let's go from Connecticut to Rhode Island, line 3, Carlotta. Carlotta, what's going on?
Hi, happy Valentine's Day to you and your lovely wife.
And same to you.
Thank you. I love Gracie, and she's a very wise woman. She opens her mouth, and in 5 seconds you realize that. So I could listen. It could be the Dominic and Gracie show for all I care. But then you have these other women that call almost every day to clutch their pearls or tell you they had a dream or how they feel or what they think. And it just takes away from your show. And there's one, as soon as you announce her name, I tune out. And, we're at the gym.
Carlotta, I'm going to listen to you, but thankfully for me, what you're saying, the ratings don't reflect that. The ratings are higher than ever. They're only going up even more. The ratings have increased over 300%, daytime and nighttime. So go ahead.
That's because of you, not because of them. But I'm just saying that I'm at the gym and we're on the treadmill, a whole bunch of women. And like certain women call and we all talk about it. It's like if you have something to say, fine. But if you just want to say, I don't think this is going on. What's going on with the Guthries is sad. We know it's sad. Or it's terrible. We know it's terrible. So I'm saying this to you as much as those callers, I guess. If you have something to say, great. But if you just want to clutch your pearls, do it among your friends.
Well, thank you for the call, Carlotta. I'm going to be honest with you here in terms of what part of the problem is. So, for example, the only way that I could screen the calls myself would be to listen to every show. It's just not possible. And so, unfortunately, you'll have several repeat callers that will call other shows throughout the day. And when the producers are working on the show, I'm not. I'm busy doing my notes and so on. And I will tune in. Sometimes I'll listen throughout the day, but I will tune in right before airtime. And so I don't know what's happened in the shows prior to me. And so, we try to get new callers but I will say this, Carlotta, I don't think you would say that if you were one of those women that call in. So, but thank you. I hear you loud and clear. Here, let's see. Let's go to Robin, line 5 in Brooklyn. Robin, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. Well, I heard Jennifer Newsom's calling, there's a war on women. But I think, what is wrong with women? I don't understand. When you say a war on women, you got to be a little more elaborate. I'm not exactly following. Thinks it's about abortion. I think that right now, I'm now a Republican, and I'm an older woman. I've lived in Brooklyn all my life. I'm a Jew. I feel that things are unsafe. I think Mondami is like the Joker. All these women voted for him. Why? And when a city they hate ICE. I hear women say these crazy things over and over. To me, when a city or a country is unsafe, it's women who pay the price. I just
okay.
Don't understand.
So I'm trying to follow exactly what it is that you're saying to me. You're making a comment about women, but I'm not exactly following. I don't know if you're trying to focus on the issue of abortion. I don't know if you're focusing on the issue of crime. Are you focusing on the issue of Mondami? I'm not exactly following.
It's crime. I support ICE 100% because
so
they're picking up rapists. They're picking up pedophiles.
Yes.
They're picking up murderers. And
yes.
It's women who really bear the brunt, and women and children who bear the brunt of these crimes.
Yes.
And I hear all these women, say crazy like ICE should be abolished. ICE is the problem. I don't understand.
You're talking about the crazy liberals. Right. Okay, well, Robin,
crazy liberals.
They're absolutely out of their mind. A lot of this goes back to, Robin, Trump derangement syndrome. They just don't like Trump. I don't like the way he tweets. I don't like the way he talks to people. And then all you have to do is say, but is he effective? Yes, but. Robin, there are certain things in life you just have to ignore. You wish them well. You're not going to change their point of view. And if you don't believe me, just go look on any of my posts on Facebook in terms of anything that I say is pro-Trump. Anything. Some, not all, liberals and in the black community. Oh, you Uncle Tom, blah, 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 blah. And you know what, Robin? I laugh at the comments. Sometimes the street side of me will come out and I'll say something that I shouldn't say. My wife will say, get away from the phone, get away from your computer, because sometimes even I can't take the nonsense from these liberals. They're out of their mind. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And back to the phones we go. Line 3, D, in the great state of Connecticut. D, before you go,
sir.
I was there Tuesday night in Connecticut. Now, I'm a rustic type guy, so I don't want to live in Bridgeport or in a city. But I got to tell you, D, I was in Connecticut, and it's very appealing to me. What's on your mind today?
Okay, this Guthrie case.
Okay.
It's wall-to-wall coverage. We can't hardly take it anymore because they have no information. And that sheriff, you could see from the very beginning, he's a whack job. So I feel... in this case, I say, why did Savannah leave her mother in a vulnerable situation like that? The woman is 84 years old.
That's so unfair,
issues.
D. That's so unfair. That's so unfair.
It's true. And
D.
her mother should have gone to assisted living.
Okay, D. What if she doesn't require assisted living? You're going to make her do something that she may not require?
She'd probably be alive today.
Okay, D. All right. So now I want to put you in two different shoes. My philosophy in life is never judge a person until you've walked a day in their shoes. So now, D, you're the head of, let's say, for argument's sake, NBC News. And I'm your underling, right? You're the head of NBC News. So if you're the head of NBC News, what is your number one job, D?
Your job.
Oh, no, what's the number one purpose of your job? What's the number one responsibility?
To make money.
Ratings. The way you make the money is through ratings. So, D, so now you're the head of NBC News. Are you going to stop covering this case and give up the ratings? D.
Yeah, your phone is cutting out.
Okay, are you going to stop covering this case and give up the ratings?
No, but I also feel that maybe she feels guilt.
Okay, no, I'm going to come to Savannah in a minute. No. We're focusing on you. Don't focus on Savannah. I'll get to Savannah in a second. You're the head of NBC News. Are you going to stop covering this case?
Well, no, but it's on every channel.
D, listen to what you're saying. You're the head of NBC. So are you going to be the one to stop it and see your ratings go in the toilet, and ultimately lose your job?
No, but the thing is, it's just that they have no information.
D, I want you to focus on what I just said. Don't focus on anything else. You're the head of NBC or ABC. Are you going to stop covering it and see your ratings go in the toilet and then ultimately you lose your job? What are you going to do, D?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you as a viewer, and
I'm telling you as someone that does this for a living. So now let's put yourself in Savannah Guthrie's shoes. It's so unfair what you just said, and I got to take a break. So you're telling her to give up her multi-million-dollar career that she worked hard to establish and live a regular life and take care of her mom. Is that what you're really telling me? I don't have time for a response, D. D, you're in a bit of la-la land. I know you mean well. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative. On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Thank you, Debbie Lebedo. I'm looking at a tweet from Debbie, and she's stating exactly what my position is. She says, at Dominic TV, to all the callers that said that Guthrie's mom should have been in assisted living at 84, she was an independent, vibrant woman. She didn't need to be in assisted living. This could have happened to anyone. Age has nothing to do with it. 84 is just a number. I agree with that. We see all your calls. We're going right back to them. Let me just say this, folks. So I believe it was D in Connecticut that brought up this issue and tried to shift some of the blame to Savannah Guthrie. Folks, do you understand what it takes to get to the level of a Savannah Guthrie? Do you know the commitment? Number one, and it's 3 times tougher for women. Number one, when you're in television, there are clauses in your contract that says you cannot change your facial appearance or your body without being approved by management. So I used to wear a shaped up beard, and there are clauses, the contract. Yes, there's plenty of money. There's nice signing bonuses. Boy, do I miss those big signing bonuses. Nice signing bonuses. But there are a million clauses in the contract that makes it null and void, okay? And you have to understand, so now let's say NBC, the Today Show for Savannah Guthrie. We're talking about the female host right now. There are 20 women standing in line right now, and not just the women, the men too, that are trying to stab her in the back each and every day, waiting for weakness so that they can get their shot. It requires voice coaching. It requires, especially for the women. They don't hit us men this much with this. You can't even eat what you want to eat because she can't, the camera adds 10 pounds. So she can't eat. Savannah Guthrie cannot eat the foods that she wants to eat. She's got to be to work. I know this is going to sound very pampered, right? But she's got to be to work hours in advance for makeup, hair. It's the illusion of at 7 a.m. when the Today Show starts, she has got to look like the $6 to $10 million they pay her every year. And she's got to look like that every day. And when you're at that level, here is the truth. I'm telling you what I know for a fact. The family is secondary. Everybody in your family, including your children. The job is 1, 2, and 3, then your immediate family, then you have other family members, and there's all this confusion all the time. Maybe there's not confusion, but everybody always wants something from you. Can you loan me a few $1,000s? Can you put up $20,000 for I want to buy a house? Can I have a house right next to yours? Why can't I have a house right next to yours? If you notice and read between the lines, notice how passionate I am about this right now. I'm telling you something about my own life. I know how this works. And to put it in terms that the kids would use, Jay-Z has a song, and it's true. More money, more problems. And it's easy for all of us to sit back now in Monday morning quarterback. Why wasn't Savannah there? Well, the fact of the matter is, in all likelihood, they kidnapped this woman because of Savannah Guthrie. And it is going to change the way anchors deal with their parents on air. You're not going to see them on air as much. This is the world that we live in. Let's go to Diane, also in Connecticut, line 3. What's on your mind, Diane? Diane on 3?
I'm caller?
Yes, you're
I'm very
on.
upset with that woman for saying that about Savannah Guthrie. I took care of my neighbor for 5.5 years. The man wanted to stay at home. I don't understand why this woman would think that it's the daughter's responsibility. The mother had plenty of money. She could stay home. She could have gotten somebody to come and take care of her. So you know what? She wanted her independence. She was capable of independence, or she would have hired someone. So shame on that woman. And thank you, Dominic. I will let you go. Bye.
Thank you, Diane, for the call. Let's go to Peter, line 2, Long Island. Peter, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, how are you? You are the guy that I want to go out with and have a couple of beers.
Well, I don't really drink that much anymore. And I haven't had a drink. I get your point, Peter, but I haven't had a drink in, I'd say, 10, 15 years. If I'm being honest with you, Peter, and I believe in putting it out there, I don't like to drink anymore. I never used to like, I had marijuana once or twice. I didn't like it because I like to be in control of myself at all times. And the reason why I don't like drinking is because if I have one, I'm going to have two. And I'm under high pressure all the time. If I have two, I'm going to have three. And you're always in the company of, we end up spending time, colleagues, together. We spend a lot of time together. And in my case, having drinks, can lead to getting in trouble. And I'm not talking about no DWI. I'm talking about, it can get you in trouble at home. Go ahead, Peter.
I just wanted to mention something about what that previous lady said about an aide. I'm almost 80 years old, and I'm out of the house. You said you're almost 80? 5:15.
Wait.
Yeah.
Peter, you said you're almost 80?
I am 80. I just
you sound like you're 40. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. I'm out of the house at 5 o'clock every morning to come down, and I work with MTA contractors. I'm out here in construction sites, walking all over the place. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law just passed away at 99. My mother-in-law now just turned 99, and she does have an aide that comes in. But up until about 3 or 4 years ago, they never had an aide, and they were mentally and physically capable of doing whatever they wanted to do. So I find this lady highly offensive. When you get to the point where you are no longer ambulatory and you can't walk around for whatever various reasons, I'm lucky. I'm a guy with all original parts. And I see some of the guys that I work with, and they can hardly get around, and they're 15 years, 20 years my junior. So mentally, I feel mentally competent. I'm certainly more competent than President Biden was. And I just am astonished I'm astonished at how people think of people when they get older. My claim to fame is I challenge people on the job site on how old I am. And they say, oh, what are you, 65? You're a little old to be doing this. And when I tell them, no, I just turned 80, they said, you're what? Yes, so give me my $5 piece that I just bet you. Thank you for the cup of coffee.
Hey, Peter, you sound like you're 40, man. So whatever's in your genes, keep it going and loan some of it to me. Don't be a stranger, Peter. I want to hear from you in the future. Thank you for the great telephone call. I think Dee in Connecticut, she meant well. Perhaps she's living in yesteryear, and you can't blame Savannah Guthrie for this. Folks, you have no idea the level that it takes to reach the top. Most people have no idea, especially in journalism, especially in broadcasting. It is a cutthroat industry. And I guarantee you right now, there are 20 women privately plotting how could they knock Savannah off and take her job, because everybody wants the big contract. Everybody wants that $8 to $10 million a year. Everybody wants to be America's darling. And this is not cut out for those that are not strong, because, the family, and I'm not saying this in a bragging way. I'm trying to keep it real with you folks. Your family becomes secondary to the job, period. It's been that way my entire career. And in fact, one of my embarrassing moments in life, and I'm embarrassed by this. I really am. Because, about 10 years ago, my wife, Marilyn, said to me, my God, what's most important to you, your family or your job? And I looked her straight in her eye and I was honest, and I really screwed up. I said my job. I was being honest. Right? Because you get used to the New York Times saying Dominic Carter is the best of the best, right? You get used to the king. The king of covering politics. You get used to this stuff. You really do. And when you're at a Savannah Guthrie level, $10 million a year, but folks, please, as the kids say, don't get it twisted. That lady can't even eat on a daily basis what she wants to eat. She's got to watch every pound, work on her diction at all times. There are things that the average person would never agree to do to get to that level. It's an illusion to think they just found her and, oh, we're going to make you a national anchor on the Today Show. It doesn't work that way. Kenny in Brooklyn, line 5. Kenny, what's on your mind?
Dominic.
Yes, Kenny.
You the man. You know that, right?
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say.
I told you that many, many times. Now, this is what I have to say to you, and I want you to go home and think about it.
Okay.
When are you going to come the mayor of New York City?
Wow. I was asked that question, Kenny, the other night in Connecticut. Let me put it to you this way, Kenny. I don't really want to be a politician, but I can tell you this. If I decide at some point, if me and my family at some point decide that I'm going to get out there, raise the money to be competitive and run, I promise you this. I'm not running for the sake of running. If I run, I'm going to win. I'm a winner. That's what I do. And so I'm not interested. I'm not interested, Kenny, in doing that. But after looking at a fool like Mamdani, who I wish I could say the term, I can't. Hey, Carlos, you better have your beat ready because God only knows what I may say. After he just blew whatever the rest of the word is his way into City Hall. But Kenny, thank you for those kind words. I mean, I don't think New York is ready for me though, because as I said in Connecticut, as I've said on the radio, the first thing I would do in an urban city like New York is I would get the black ministers and Latino ministers together, and I would say, it would be off the record, and I would say, listen, the bull, you know what, stops now. You can't run the race card because I'm black. Don't try the game on me because I invented the game. I know it better than you do. And I would say, you better tell the kids in your congregation that all the crime, all of the excuses, it's the white man's fault for why I'm not doing better. All of that stops now. If they act up, my police are going to act up. And I'm going to have my police back 10 out of 10 times. The next thing I would do is exactly from the Rudy Giuliani school of being mayor. Every welfare center in New York would officially become a workfare center. The day of free ride would be over under Mayor Carter. Believe me when I tell you, Keisha thinking she's going to have babies and space out the pregnancies so that she doesn't have to work and could stay at home and Medicaid is going to raise no, those days, honey, are over. Those days are over. So I don't know, Kenny, if New York is exactly ready for me. I don't know, but notice I haven't said no. So I can only tell you that, Kenny, and thank you for the great words. I can only, affirm that should I decide to do something like that, believe me, just like when Trump came down that escalator, I'm telling you the same thing. If I decide to do it, you might as well get used to saying Mayor Carter because I'm going to win. Even as a Republican, I'm going to win if I decide to run. What I've got to do right now, we see all of your calls. I've got to take a break. 800-848-9222. Thank you again, Kenny, for the wonderful call. We're going to do exactly that on this Free Friday, and we are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. Folks, 84 or not, you cannot make someone, you can't force someone to go into assisted living. If they have their faculties together, if they're in good health, you can advise, but the final decision belongs to them. Let's go to Jim, Oakland, New Jersey, line 2. Jim, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I know a little bit about that. My father went blind from glaucoma, and he didn't want to leave his apartment. So I kept it where he could stay there, pushed everything against the wall where he wouldn't fall, set things where he would know where they were, and he ended up staying for over a year. But he just didn't want to go to a facility. He eventually had to, but I can understand why somebody doesn't want to leave where they live.
Did it break your heart, Jim, having to ultimately push your father to go into assisted living?
Well, he fell, so that was the last, straw. And he had COPD also, so it was very difficult.
Okay,
but eventually,
Jim, but the flip side of that, are you proud of yourself that you were able to rearrange his living space where he could have another entire year of independence? Because if you're not proud of yourself, you should be. How do you feel about that?
I never looked at it that way, but yeah, I guess you're right. But, I just wanted he didn't want to go, and it's his life, I wanted him to be his independence, what he wanted.
And Jim, my mother-in-law, before she died, I would have done anything for Ruby Stevens. That was my mother-in-law. I mean, this lady, she understood me better than anybody else. And I would have given anything when we moved to Rockland County, New York, to have her come live with us. She said, absolutely not. She would not come, and she stayed. She didn't want to, she loved her grandkids, but she wanted her independence, and she would not come with us. But Jim, man, honestly, you should be very proud of yourself because you gave your dad another full year of life without going into assisted living. Is he still alive or no?
Yes, he is, Dominic. And my mother-in-law lives with me. She's 94.
She's 94, and she lives with you?
Yes.
Wow. And where did you get the strength to be able to do this, to handle these types of situations?
Well, thank you, Dominic.
I hear the emotion in your voice, but, man, you really should be proud of yourself, because many people can't do it or are too selfish to do it. It takes a big person to step up and say, no, that's not going to happen with my parent. I'm going to keep my mother living with me. So that's wonderful, Jim. Thank you so much for the great call. Let's stay in New Jersey. Let's go to Claire, line 4. Claire, what's on your mind on this Friday?
Hi. You know what? I have to say this. I am 83 and a half. I have a pacemaker. I'm very cognizant of my surroundings and people. I have friends. I live by myself at 3 stories. I do the steps. And I'm so insulted by what that bee said from Connecticut. Don't go by age alone. I can do circles around 40 and 50-year-olds. And they asked me, how do you remember all this? I said, because I use my brain. I don't stick my head in a cell phone or a television. I can play chess, you name it, and I'll do it. All right? And the best thing is I have 3 children. And sure, they worry about me, but they're clever. They know. They let me live. Right? That's all I have to say. Don't judge by age.
Well, that's not all you have to say, Claire. I think you just gave all of us an entire mouthful to think about. It's remarkable. You said 82 and a half. Is that how old you said you are? Well, Claire's gone there. But Claire, thank you for the wonderful comment. Let's go to Mary Beth, line 3, Long Island. Mary Beth, what's going on?
Oh, hi. How are you today, Dominic?
Good. And I hope you're well.
You don't feel well?
I said, I hope you're well.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I see both sides to this issue because I took care of my parents at the end of their lives for 10 years, okay? I also have, I'm a pushover. I'm a softie. I can see that people want their independence, but I can also say I wouldn't put them in an assisted living or a nursing home. At night, if I was out or if I had a job where I had to stay late, I would have made sure someone was in the house, especially when my mother was...
Mary Beth, I want you to call me next week because I'm out of time, and we really need to finish your thought. Please call me next week. Folks, help America to never forget. Donate your car or your land. Go to T2T.org, T2T.org.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?